Today's the day. I am off to file my 2021 taxes. Definitely waited a little bit longer this year to get around to doing this than last year, but last year I filed as soon as I could, if you remember, so that I could apply for a mortgage and buy this dream home that I now get to live in. I feel prepared, definitely saved and prepped myself this time around. I've got everything I need in my Teddy Blake purse, which I think I still have a discount code for, so I'll leave that down below if you're curious. And I am off to my appointment. I'm filing with the same professional that I did last year, so I really didn't feel like dressing up or like trying to prove myself this year, which feels nice. I'll leave links down below to what I'm wearing. I always get a ton of questions about this little ribbed zip up. It's my absolute favorite little jacket. And then I have this ribbed tank from Aritzia that I'll link down below. I was gonna start this in the car, but since we're here talking anyway, I guess I should just mention kind of what I am bringing with me. I spent a few hours this morning upstairs in my office making sure that I am absolutely prepared, prepped, have every little detail and number that I need. I think I filmed a clip of what I'm bringing and how I prepared, so I'll insert that here. Okay, so this is my tax return from last year. These are all the paperworks for taxes that I filed last year for 2020 in case I need to reference them. And then these are all of the tax forms that I'm filing this year. And then I just spent a little time on my laptop. I have a document where I track pretty much all of my write-offs, spendings, purchases for businesses, and then all of the forms as well. So I wanted to make sure everything was in order and that I had receipts and everything. I also had to measure my office space to get the square footage, since that is how you write off your at-home office space when you are self-employed and working out of a home office. I feel pretty ready. Like, I have all of my paperwork. I'm gonna bring my laptop as well as these folders to reference any with my appointment, but I think we are all set. I have my appointment in like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna head out and I'll try to explain a little bit more probably when we get there. Today's the day. As a self-employed social media content creator, YouTuber, OnlyFans person, let's go get these taxes done, and then we will chat about how I do it, how they're done, how much I pay, all of the questions you may have. Let's go! I just arrived to file my taxes. I feel so mentally prepared. Like, physically, I've had all the paperwork and all of that for a while, but mentally, I am ready because, not gonna lie, to file taxes, it does cost. Last year, it cost me almost $800 just to file with an accountant. So I'm a little nervous for how much it's going to cost this time around because it's based on how many different forms you have and then how long it takes. I think so. At least that's what I remember. But I brought everything in preparation, like I already mentioned. So I'm pretty sure that we're just gonna go through form by form and document all the write-offs, all the fun stuff. It is a lot of preparation when you are self-employed to file taxes, and not just during tax season, like year-round, because every single purchase that you make that has to do with your business, you need to document and make sure you have the proof so that you can write it off, meaning keep the receipts or use a business account so you have everything in one place. And then just keeping track of how much you're earning and spending in terms of your businesses. Not only that, but a big difference this year compared to last year that I learned to do from my mistake. Not even mistake, it was so new to me last year that I wasn't as like aware of it as I should have been, but I have been paying quarterly taxes in 2021, so hopefully I do not have to pay a lot for the year now. Hopefully. I mean, the goal is to actually have overpaid, so I actually get a refund like the majority of people that file taxes. Otherwise, I might owe money, which is never fun, especially when you are self-employed. So that at this point, I've already technically paid. I mean, it's the same as a paycheck when they take out stuff for taxes and you get stuff back. So hopefully I did that correctly and I'll get some money back today, but we shall see. For me, it's all about organization. So making sure I have the spreadsheets and just tracking every single thing. I think when I get home, I'll talk more about specific write-offs, but that is how I prepared. It should be pretty quick and efficient today because I'm aware of what to do, and I'm sure the professional obviously is. So I just have to go through all of my 1099s. I have kind of a handful because I have YouTubes, I have OnlyFans, and then I have affiliate stuff. Like I have DoorDash affiliate for referrals for that. I have Amazon affiliate. I have affiliates from different brands that I've worked with. And then I have my sponsorships that I've done with brands that send over a 1099. Then I also have interest statements for savings accounts, my stock investment from what I've sold and bought, and interest and dividends that I've accumulated over the year with my two. I have a Roth IRA and then like an individual account. So I have those papers, and then, oh, I think there's more, but I can't remember. Yeah, off the top of my head, those are 9 forms of paperwork. So if I'm being charged per form, anyway, I have my appointment in like 5 minutes, so let's go do this. Okay, it didn't take quite as long as last time I filed, which is awesome, but I just finished. Yeah, it took about an hour. Last year it took maybe like 2 hours. I think I definitely figured it out this time around. I feel so good about it. I did a lot of things differently this year, or just correctly, so I didn't have to pay quite as much, because last year was insane, if you remember that video. I don't feel comfortable like sharing how much I paid and all of that, but I will say, because I paid quarterly this year, I am getting a refund, and it's pretty comfy, so I feel really good about that. I think the biggest like band-aid that I had to rip off was paying for actually filing this year, which turned out to be exactly the same price as last year, but it was like $700 just to file. Oof. That's okay though, because I'm getting a sweet refund. I'm so glad, because last year when I filed taxes, I purposefully did not write off a lot so I could be approved for a mortgage, and I didn't pay quarterly, so I ended up paying a ton at the end of the year, which is fine, because I mean, like, I had it since I wasn't paying it quarterly, if that makes sense. But this year it felt really comfortable to get a refund and do it quicker and more efficient, and have kind of a better idea as to like how to file as a business owner. So it was really great. I'm gonna head home. We'll do a little Q&A portion. I'll wrap up some details about how I file as a individual self-employed business creator, and I'll meet you there. Oh, look at my babies. Marnie's sleeping. Luna, oh, big stretch. Did you miss me? I missed you. Look at all that sunbathing and rug rolling. Oh my gosh, you are having the best Monday. I felt really bad because right before I left to go file taxes, I went out on my patio for like 10 minutes. Or my balcony, I should say. I only had like 10 minutes before I could leave, so I didn't want the cats to be out there because they're really hard to get back inside if they're not ready. So I promised them that when I got home, we can all go have some outdoor time. Do you want some outdoor time? It is in the 60s today. It's a beautiful spring day. Are you ready? Oh, okay, I promised. There you go, you can go outside. I'm letting you. There. Here comes Marnie, I'm sure of it. Do you want some outdoor time? It is so nice out. Well, it still looks pretty dead, but spring is coming. Oh, it feels so good. So nice. It's so nice out. Where's your sister? I don't know either. Feels so good. I think this is the warmest day so far in spring, and with the sun too, oh my god, it's perfect. Yeah, we still have the couch covered because it's Minnesota, so you never know, it could still snow for a few more months. We're really not in the clear until May. We're getting some good quality sunshine time. I'm gonna make some lunch, eat outside with the kitties, and then I'll wrap up this video in a bit. It's a few hours later. I think I was out on my balcony for like 2.5 hours. It's 5 p.m. now. The sun is starting to set, or at least get too low on my balcony to sunbathe in. However, Marnie is still having the time of her, oh, this is my makeshift tripod right now, but Marnie is having the time of her life outside still, and I'm right here, so I'm just gonna let her enjoy the moment. But I wanted to wrap up this video since I'm actually going over to my friend Chelsea's house tonight. Even though The Bachelor is over for the season, we're still having like Monday night wine nights together, so that's fun. But I did ask on my Instagram if you guys had any specific questions that you wanted me to mention in today's video about filing taxes as like a content creator. So I want to open Instagram and address some of the questions. Definitely follow me on Instagram and be sure to watch my stories so that you do not miss opportunities like this. I only gave you guys a few hours. Honestly, it's been like 6 hours since I posted the stories, so my bad. I kind of thought about this whole video last minute. I wasn't planning on filming it today, so otherwise I would have prepped better, but I have a few good questions I want to talk about in today's video, all about taxes and whatnot. So thank you to those that sent in questions. But I want to start with the question that caught my eye that I think is really important, and it is, how did buying a house last year impact your taxes? Buying a house really helped my taxes this year, not going to lie. It was hard the year before because, like I mentioned, I purposefully did not write off a ton so that my taxable income looked a lot higher on paperwork so that I could get approved for a nice mortgage. This year, however, with the purchase of the home, I could write off everything respectfully that I wanted to write off. And then I'm also now able to write off a portion of, you know, my mortgage, my house, internet, electric, water, gas, like everything, because I work out of my home. So a percentage of it is a work write-off. I also write off my home office space, and it's really, really helpful because that is something that I wasn't able to do as a renter, and I was looking forward so greatly to the day when I could write off a home office space and every other utility bill that comes with being a homeowner, because it is also where I run my business. Marnie wants to come in. I'm gonna let her in. Come on. You wanted to come inside. Hey, never mind. She's being an indecisive cat. But it was really, really helpful because now I'm able to write off a portion of my home. And it's really nice too because I'm not just like throwing away my money towards rent. Everything I am paying to live here, you know, like my monthly payment isn't rent, you know, now it's going towards paying my mortgage off. Overall, it really benefited this year owning versus renting as a self-employed content creator, just because it allowed me to write off so much more toward my business that is applicable and what, you know, I am wanting to write off. Okay, the sun is coming out of the clouds now and it's getting so bright. Oh my gosh. Anyway, next question. What is a good percent of what you earn to put away towards taxes? So rule of thumb is pretty much to set aside 20 to 30% of your income towards quarterly taxes. So there are calculators you can use online. I honestly track and budget everything so specifically just by habit that I know exactly how much I made in 1 month and 2 months and 3 months, and then I'll just usually send in about 25% as a good estimate. As long as you're paying something around the general area, you won't get fined at the end of the year for not paying quarterly, and that's what you want to avoid. You also want to try to avoid paying like a ton at once because that's really hard to do sometimes. Do you write off expenses for your OnlyFans? So OnlyFans is kind of bunched into the same category as like YouTube and other online platforms that I'm earning income from, just based on like how you categorize it for taxes. So with OnlyFans, a lot of the expenses honestly just come from like Wi-Fi, working space, anything that you choose to wear or use on the platform, your phone bill, anything like that. A lot of YouTube expenses kind of overlap with the same concept. Anything that I am purchasing for a video, I'm able to write off. A lot of items or things used in videos are write-offs. So yeah, there's a lot of legroom, luckily, as like a business owner, to be able to write things off. I won't even lie, like a lot of the room transformation videos that I do, which are my favorite ever. I love doing makeover videos like that, and they do pretty well on my channel. A lot of items that I purchase for those makeover videos are write-offs since it is for the video. But with OnlyFans specifically, it does kind of boil down to whatever you're using for that specific platform. Usually it's like internet, phone bill, equipment, camera equipment, lighting equipment, yeah, stuff like that. But it definitely feels good having taxes out of the way and complete for the year. It never really does end. I feel like every single day I am keeping track of what I'm spending for the business, or what I'm earning for the business and just categorizing everything. I do have like a lot of subscriptions too as well that I forgot to mention that I use for YouTube or security or like VPN stuff and photo editing that are all write-offs as well because it's to create content. Yeah, so even though taxes are once a year, when you are self-employed, it never feels like it ends because you're constantly trying to stay on top of it and like staying organized so that when it does come time to file, it's not overwhelming or stressful or confusing trying to find everything. It's already in one place. It's so crazy looking back at these 2 years because when I filed my taxes a year ago, it was so stressful. I was dealing with such a different tax bracket and numbers versus today. I just feel so much more well maintained within my business and I know a lot more about what to do, and I'm not trying to get approved for a high mortgage. I don't have to purposefully like not write things off. I'm actually trying to write off as much as possible. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders today, so it was good. I'm glad that I was productive. I'm glad that I decided to pick up the camera. I didn't decide to film this video until today. I've been kind of in like a hard funk. When am I not? I feel like, but sometimes forcing myself to do something that I enjoy, like vlogging, helps because I'm like putting on a smile for you guys. Not saying I'm faking it, but you know how sometimes you just have to put yourself into an environment that you know you're going to thrive in when you're struggling? This is me doing that. So I'm gonna have a good night with my friend Chels, and I'll see you guys probably next week with a new video. Thank you so much for coming on this tax journey with me. Maybe we'll do it again next year, who knows, but so far that's my experience as a social media self-employed content creator filing her own taxes. I've been claiming YouTube and stuff on my taxes for like 6 years now, but this is the second or third year, I guess, having it be like my main income, which is such a blessing and dream come true, and I'm so grateful for it. So thank you so much for helping make that possible. If you are not subscribed and you're still watching, please subscribe. We are so close to 100K. So exciting. Follow me on Instagram and have a wonderful rest of your night. I'm gonna let Marnie in now because even though she faked it before, I think she actually wants to come in. Good stretch. Come on. Oh, thank you. All right.